Hi everyone, and welcome to Heartcraftpaper. My name is Monica, and I'm so glad that you can join us for the Autumn Skies and Pumpkin Pies Hop. We're hoping to bring you the beautiful colors, smells, and feelings of autumn straight to your home or wherever you're joining us from. We will do so in the form of fabulous home decor. At the top of the description box, you will find the link to the next person in the lineup. I hope that you take the time to watch all the videos because we love your comments and thumbs up. If you aren't already a subscriber, I hope you consider subscribing and click on the little bell so that you don't miss out on any of my uploads. You can also use the hashtag Autumn Decor to find all of our videos on this hop in order to maximize your chances of winning one of our grand prizes. Some of us might be offering prizes on our channel, so be sure to pay attention for details. Please check out my description box for all the details. All right, for today's hop, I will be giving away a prize. All you have to do to enter is subscribe, like, and comment. If you've already subscribed, just like and comment. Here's a closer look. We have Clearly Besotted. We have a cute little angel, and this is from Craftin' Kimmy Stamps, and this is one of my favorites. You also have Mama Elephant, and these are the woolly winter little lambs that you have. Next, I have this cute whimsy stamp, and of course, this is one of my favorites. I love Tracy Armstrong images, so these are very cute and adorable and very well made. This is a rubber stamp though. Next are a set of 3 dies. And these dies I got from the Dies R Us. You do have an edged lace die. This is a clock, and it is edge laced and also has the little hands. And this beautiful tag that will serve the purpose, especially now that is going to Christmas. And as you can tell, I have a whole Christmas thing going on with this particular giveaway. So don't forget, subscribe, comment, like. And if you already subscribed, go ahead, like and comment. All right, we're gonna begin in Design Space. Now, I came in and typed in Rosette and started looking through the images that they do have in Design Space. I tried to see if I could find something that would fit the fall theme, but I ended up going with a plain rosette. This particular rosette does have scalloped edgings, and it also has 12 folds. So that means that that is for half a rosette. I'm gonna have to create another one of these scored items in order to make a full round rosette. Here, I'm just gonna go ahead and duplicate that out so that I have 2. And then I'm going to duplicate that again for all the letters in fall. So here I have all 4, and I'm coming in with different colors on each one because I want a different pattern or coloring to each one of these. Okay, so here I have the fall already typed out. I'm just going through and trying to pick a font that will be wide enough to fit that scallop circle and that won't have too many slender details. I ended up going through several, but unfortunately they were tall and thin, which did not really work and didn't fit what I was going for. So I ended up with this particular font, although it did have some slender items on it, but it worked very well. So now all that's left is to save this and then head off to cutting. I just wanted to show you the colors that I'm going to be utilizing for this. I have this deep chocolate brown print and then this kind of a sage seafoam green. And this is going to be the Scallop Circles. And then I have these patterns here, and all 4 of these have a burlap kind of pattern in the background. So they do match in a sense. I just wanted these here to be able to represent my fall theme. Even though it has a little bit of seafoam green, I think this really came out nice. This is from the Echo Park Celebrate Autumn, and this is a print created by Lori Whitlock. All right, thanks to Movie Magic, I now have all of my items cut out. I have the fonts here, and as you can see, there's very thin parts. It is a little bit fragile, but it suits the look of what I'm doing very well and allowed enough of that pattern from the cardstock to really show. Okay, so here is the scallop piece. This here will be the backing and kind of creating that break between those canvas colors and the browns. You can see that it is patterned, but it's not boldly patterned, so it does create a break. Now here are my rosette pieces. These have already been scored with the machine, and that just makes it easier just to kind of work and get these done. All I have to do is simply fold, just kind of accordion style, and this makes it really easy and very quick to do. This is one of the reasons that I like using my Cricut in order to make rosettes, because it's already pretty much done. You just need to come in and fold, 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 fold. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and speed this up, as I am just gonna fold and get everything done and out of the way so we can start piecing them together. I now have two accordion pieces that I have made. One of these I started with an upfold, which is this one, and the other I started with a downfold. So what will happen is they will lie one on top of the other. The trick to this is just making sure that you get enough glue all the way to the edge of the fold, and then place the other right on top. Once you have them settled, usually I like grabbing them from the top and the bottom as I settle them in. I'm going to go ahead and pinch them together. This creates my first seal. Once I'm done here and I've made sure that I've pressed these together and that they're bound, I'm going to start on the other side to create a circle. And as you can see, I've got my little circle going there. All right, let me show you how this is going to look. You're basically going to pinch everything together and create this nice round rosette. Now that I've completed all 4 rosette pieces, I'm ready to kind of start gluing things down. Now you want to be very careful with this, and one of the tricks to this part, and this is a nice little tip, is going through and folding all those creases all over again. Just makes it easier as you're trying to flip this inwards to create the rosette. So you'll see that it does create a tiny little center. You're going to take your glue gun and you are going to add some glue right into the center. I think I did 2 squeezes of the trigger, or 1.5 thereabouts, just to get the glue in there. Then you will press the rosette in towards the center, and you'll notice that it does get a little bit of a bubble in the center. So what I do in order to also help cool it and get it underneath the rosette is allow it to spring back in and out. So that way, some of that glue just kind of goes underneath and creates a little flat section that will also help adhere the rosette. Now it's just a waiting game. You're gonna wait until it's set to dry. So I'll be back. Here I have all my rosettes ready and set. These are actually adhered onto the mat. So the easiest way to actually remove them is just to twist them, and they'll come right on off. This is a non-stick mat. I got this from Amazon, I'd say for about $3. So it's something that you can probably find. Now I went through and die cut some scallop circles with a little pattern that you can see. It's got a little stitching on the outside out of the same paper backing that you're gonna have on the back of the rosettes. So that way it's just kind of hidden and it creates a nice, neat look to everything. And this is how they're gonna go. Now, all you have to do is just add some glue to the back of your rosette and then set down that little piece to cover. And you'll see it looks really nice and neat and just finished very well. time to start decorating the front of these. Now that I've neatened up the back, I came in with a little piece of white vellum that I die cut, and I'm gonna link that in the description below because this is from Gina Marie Designs, and it is a circle lace edge. As you can see, it's got a lot of detail. So I did use those for die cutting these. I am just going to place that right in the center as soon as I remove some of that sticker that was left over. I'm not too concerned because it is going to be covered. So I just want to make sure that, you know, it looks neat. So this is what it's going to look like. Let's go ahead and get these glued into place. Now, I'm not adding a lot of glue. I just want to make sure that it's nice and in the center. And you do want to be careful because you're still going to feel some of that heat coming through that paper and that vellum. All right, all the pieces are ready and set to go. I'm almost down to the very end, but I do need to add in my lettering. And I'm gonna make this kind of a flat Stanley because it does have height from the rosette. And just be careful that you're getting enough glue on those little details, which is why I'm using my fine liner bottle, because I wanna make sure that those little pieces adhere. You don't want them moving about since they might tear. Here I have these resin dots. I purchased these from Gina Marie Design, and I figured that this particular item would need some embellishments over by the lettering. So these are a good way to add just a little bit of shine, but not overly done like you would with a rhinestone. These come in 3 different sizes on each sheet, so it does have a medium, small, and large. I'm just gonna go ahead and put in some onto the letters, onto the rosettes, so that way we add a little bit of interest. I stuck to the rule of 3 for this. What that means is that I made clusters of 3 next to each letter. All right, let's have a closer look at this so you can see exactly what this will look like. And it's simple, lovely. It's got a lot of pattern and detail on that die cutout, so it's very pretty. So I'm still gonna bring in a little element. This is a maple leaf die cutout, and this is from Joy Craft. I got these from Dies R Us. So this in particular will be going onto my letters, or just behind my letters. Let's take a look at these die cuts. They're really very intricate. Now, I did stick with orange because we do have that color palette of a lot of orange, and since we have some of that seafoam green, that's what we wanted to kind of pull out just a little bit more. I'm using my hot glue gun for this because I want to make sure that it adheres down to that vellum, between the vellum and the rosette itself. So just tuck it in right behind that scallop circle and you're good to go. I'm going to repeat this process with all the other letters. Okay, so here I have some crinkled edge ribbon. I've had this for years, but it's beautiful and the color fit well with what I'm working with. What I'm going to do is just kind of fold this over in order to create a dovetailed edge. Now, who would have thought that this color would fit so well with fall? All right, let's go ahead and fold this over just to kind of create a little bit of a pinch. And the easiest way is to run it from the bottom towards the center at an angle, and you have the perfect symmetrical little dovetail. Look at how perfect that is. Now, if you want, you can run a match or, you know, a lighter and just seal that. But I choose to use just a little dab of some of the silicone glue, and that way it actually seals it with a nice little amount. I'm now ready to start adding my letters onto my ribbon. And how this is going to work is I'm going to use my own hand for measurement. I'm going to get maybe about this is about 4 inches. So the width of your fingers across is about 4 inches. And I'd say that's going to be from the bottom of my ribbon where that dovetail is. And I'm going to put in my first letter, just adding a dab of glue and then centering that right on the ribbon and pressing down. I'm going to shift this down so that way I will have, of course, another 4 fingers. So we'll move it down and place our 4 fingers right above. And again, that will create a 4-inch distance. So here it is all and finished up on this ribbon. Let's go ahead and flip it over. You can see that it lined up nicely. There's no overspillage of glue, so it looks very nice. Here I'm going to show you how to make the perfect bow. It's actually pretty simple. It has to do with using your thumbs. I don't know if you've seen how to make a bow with a fork. Or you use a bow tying tool that has, you know, 2 rods. Basically, you're doing the same thing, except you're going to be using your thumb. You want to make sure that as you go along, you tuck these in very nicely and you tuck that bow right into the overloop and stick your thumbs right into both loops on each side. You're going to be using your fingers from the back in order to tighten that bow. And again, you're going to be using your fingers to be able to bring in those loops just a little bit more as you add tension with your thumbs. So basically, I'm using my fingers here to pull tight on those ribbons. And you see here, it makes a very nice and neat bow. Just make sure you adjust it every so much, just because, especially with this crinkle edging does give it a little bit more of a texture, and it's a little bit wide, but it does come out to be a really nice and neat bow once you make sure you've adjusted everything. You see, I'm taking my time to do this, and look at how pretty my bow came out. Here's where I'm going to lay my bow, and I did leave a little bit of an overhang because that is going to act as my loop. I'm simply going to fold this over and hot glue that just to create a nice big loop. I'm going to create my dovetailed edges for my ribbon, or my bow I should say. I'm going to place them together and fold them over. This is the easiest way, just to make sure that they're both symmetrical. It's the same fashion that I used with the other end, but I'm just doing it to 2 at the same time. Now just add a little bit of glue and run that across with your finger lightly, and it's sealed. And there you have both of these little dovetails. They're absolutely perfect and symmetrical. Now it's time to just finish this off by creating my loop. And once I get that done, I will go ahead and adhere the bow. You just want to be careful because, again, you're using hot glue, the ribbon is very thin, and you're going to feel that heat. So just make sure that you have enough of that ribbon to create a nice big loop, something that a hook can pass through. So that's maybe about three fingers length or of a loop. I'd say about 3 inches. So here's where I'm going to glue my bow down. Just make sure that you put enough glue on there for that to really set and kind of get right into those fibers of the ribbon itself, between the bow and where you have your loop. All right, here you have it. We're ready to go and hang this up on my door. I would absolutely love to have this up right now, but it's close to Halloween. But as soon as Thanksgiving hits, or November comes, this is going directly up on my entry door. Here's a peek at it hanging on my door. And look at how beautiful the autumn colors are on this, and just an overall beautiful decoration that anyone would love to have in their home. Thanks for stopping by. Now just head on down to the description box and click on the next link. For more videos and tutorials like these, don't forget to subscribe. Visit the blog for more information at www.heartcraftpaper.com. Thanks for watching Heartcraft Paper.